My name is Hatfield, and I'm here to inform everybody on how to build a performance diesel. Uh, Diesels are different from gas burners because they don't require any back pressure. Uh, a lot of diesels are V6s, which is odd because a lot of people like to go bigger, V8s. And yeah, diesels, they don't require back pressure, and back pressure is usually from the exhaust that keeps pressure in the motor. But on a diesel, you don't have it because they build their own compression inside the motor from the air being forced in from the turbo. And see, here's an example of an exhaust. It's a 5-inch exhaust. A lot of gas burners are 3 to 3.5 inches, and if it's a car, it's 2.5 to 3, just to keep that back pressure in there. But on a diesel, you don't have to, so you can run as big as you want going out. And here's an intake. The intake, it takes it through the air filter, runs it through the intake tube and into the turbo, and then the turbo then forces into the motor, and then the injectors put fuel in there, and when you balance that together and it starts firing, that's where the diesel gets their compression. But when you get the wrong ratio from air to fuel, if you have too much fuel, it'll roll a lot of black smoke, and then if you have too much air, it kind of turns into a bluish. It looks like it's burning oil, but it's just too much air. And if it has too much air, then it'll just ride really rough, motor run rough. And when you have the correct amount of fuel and air, it usually doesn't smoke at all, or it just might put out a little bit of puff whenever you get on the gas pretty hard. And a lot of people think that when you build a diesel truck that they're made for a lot of horsepower, but it's really not true. They really have pretty low horsepower stock, and then they get quite a bit, but a lot of people look for torque when they're looking for a diesel because that's the amount of pulling power you have when you're going down the interstate or just taking off, just accelerating and stuff. And when the transmission shifts, you need a really smooth shift. A lot of programmers and stuff, like I have EFI Live on this one, it should reprogram the transmission to shift all the power over smoothly into the next gear. And a lot of people use these performance diesels for pulling trucks, like pulling the biggest load for the farthest distance. And a lot of people use them for hauling cross country, hauling big loads like 18-wheelers. And then a lot of people like to race with them just because you can put a lot of air and a lot of fuel in there and get a pretty fast running truck. But overall, a lot of people build these trucks like this one just for recreational purposes, just for daily drivers to have fun. And you can build it to roll a lot of coal, or you can build it just to be fast.